For the full Cloud Booklet details, go to RebeccaNewbern.com to the Cloud Booklet project page. Part of the Cloud Booklet will be to go outside and do 5 days of observation. So you're going to be given 5 sheets of paper that is 4.5 by 6 inches, and you're going to fold them in half. So before we start that, I just want to kind of set the parameters on how this is going to look. So first off, you've got your Cloud Booklet presentation here, okay? And then on the other side, so I'm taking the paper and I'm moving it this way. I'm not flipping it over, I'm just moving it this way. You're going to see your days, okay? So you can see here it is, and I should be able to flip it open, and there's my day 1. So here it is, day 1's there. Now, the things that I want you to pay attention to, and once again, I think in 6th grade, or if you're middle school or whatever age you're doing this, paying attention to detail really shows people that you're thinking about what you're doing and you care about what you're doing. So just looking at this students here, is you can see when they put them down, I could pretty much take a ruler and put it across the top, and these are all like at the same height. Okay, the other thing that you can see that this student did, and we all did this, so this is just a standard example of what the expectation is they used a consistent style in their writing. And so like the days are all at the same height, they're the same font, same thing, they use the same style of writing, day 1. So I'm not really telling you how you need to do the fonts or anything, but what I am saying and what I'm looking for is that you have a consistent presentation. So this is a booklet, and we're expecting you, like a publisher would do, that you would have a consistent style throughout your presentation. So here's another student. Once again, they did a different format, but you can see, there's clean up on the top. You don't see day 1 here and day 2 there and day 3 there and all different sizes. They use the same. They used a marker throughout, the same type of handwriting throughout. So these are the things that really show someone that you're paying attention to what you're doing and that you care about what you're doing. Now let's look inside and see what's happening. So let's just flip up one of these sides. So here's this day 2, this person's day 2. So if you flip inside, you're going to have several pieces. It's a little bit hard to see on this one just because the document camera is not that good. So the top line is going to be temperature, then pressure, relative humidity, and dew point. And once again, this is all on RebeccaNewbern.com on the Cloud Booklet page. Here's a list of the things in order. You're going to go outside when it's this time that you collected this information, and then you're going to go and you're going to look at the sky, and you're going to draw one of the clouds, and then you're going to identify it. Once again, we have those cloud identification charts. You can also look on the internet because there's plenty of resources, and you're going to state the date in which you did the drawing. So you're going to do this over 5 days, and you're going to put them into your booklet. Now, once again, we're talking about presentation as being one of the aspects that we're really looking for you to develop. So you can see how the student made lines. You can't even barely see them because they made the lines so they were consistent, and they did this throughout, okay? So here it is, and it's like, look at that. I could almost put a ruler and go straight across, and it's the same size. So they were being a consistent style in their presentation. So now let's start with how we're going to set this up. So you're going to get a 4.5 by 6 inch paper. You're going to fold it in half, once again paying attention to edges being nicely lined up. You may need to do a little bit of trimming because these were all done en masse. Okay, so here's your little thing. I'm going to just do it where I'm going to, be kind of make my calculations easy or my markings easy, and I'm just going to go down 1 inch, down 2 inches. I'm going to slide my ruler over a little bit, and I'm going to do the same thing again because once again you need to have 2 marks in order to get a straight line so that you know that they're going to be parallel to each other. The 2 lines are parallel. I'm going to take my ruler, and once again when you're making lines, if you're pulling your pencil, you're going to have more control versus pushing. So I'm going to take my thing and I'm going to mark it. Now on your paper, you're going to make lighter lines so that these are just guidelines that you're going to eventually erase. I'm going to do a little bit darker for the purposes of being able to see what I'm doing. And just like we did with the title, that upper line is where you're going to be, your capitals are going to meet, and letters that extend all the way to that upper line. So once again, when I'm thinking about it, I want to think about what is going to be the style of writing and using my best handwriting. Okay, day 1. That 1 would extend all the way to the top. When you open it up, you're going to use the bottom of the thing. And once again, think about the cup. Think about I'm going to have the date and all that. So, maybe you want to go ahead and make those marks first. Okay, I'm going to do it where I can actually see the bottom of the paper so I know that I'm parallel to the edge. Making a line for the date, making a line for the type of cloud. Okay, so I would put in, the date, May 20th, 2014, using my best handwriting. I'm going to go out and I'm going to make my observations. When I'm done, I'm going to erase those lines because, once again, they're just as a guideline for me. I think the easiest way to make your marks on this one, because if you see, it's a 4.5 inches. So if I just go from the top and I just go down 1, 2, 3, 4, and do the same thing over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and connect those lines. Once again, easier to pull the pencil than push. Then I'm going to have my 4 lines for the different categories that I need. All of this, once again, is at RebeccaNewburn.com. There's also links to the Weather Underground and places where you can get the data. Once again, as a scientist, you're going to be actually looking at the clouds and observing and not doing something from memory. You're going to take your data and you're going to then go out and do the clouds. You're not going to do it at different times because you're going to do it at that temperature. This is what the clouds look like at that time and all that. So once again, those different pieces that you're going to include are going to be the temperature, the pressure, relative humidity, and dew point. If you have an accommodated curriculum, look on that page, and you'll be doing temperature and dew point. Okie dokie. So good luck with that. 5 days of observations. Make sure you don't procrastinate because sometimes it's beautiful outside and there is not a cloud